A gorgeous Cougar High Country Model 246 RLS just came back here to Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. We actually sold this one last year, and it looked exactly like it did today. These folks took meticulous care of this thing. They were a little bit older. Their plan was they were going to just kind of buzz around places like Florida and do some traveling and find a place that they thought they'd like to settle down for the later years. And during that first year of travel, they found a spot in Florida they absolutely fell in love with. They bought a cottage and realized very quickly they no longer needed a fifth wheel. So they said, hey, why don't you guys sell this for us? So that's what we're doing here. The High Country family of Cougars, which is what this is, the idea there is that Cougar spent about 3 years researching and developing this. They went through and they swapped out, they said, well, what if we use this kind of roof around the door? We use different aluminum here, and they found a way to eliminate about 10% of the weight of this model. They called it, that's kind of a cute name here, they called it helium technology, which is kind of just a silly name, but it's their way of indicating this is a lighter series. And you're going to see this is nicely equipped. We have the shiny aluminum wheels so they won't rust out on you. Big baggage door, and you see that you have slam latch baggage doors on here instead of the little silver twist lock ones. And they were doing that on here years before a lot of people. That is just now really starting to become standard, but they had it included on this Cougar years ago. And this thing still looks fantastic. Give me just a moment, I'm going to swing the door shut here. The light tends to play with the camera. There we go. So this is a very common, almost a classic rear living room setup in a sense, but it has some very modern updates. You see, we've got the cool flat screen TV, the gorgeous, looks like wrought iron, freestanding table with wrought iron frame chairs here. Hardwood table, obviously, pardon me. The giant window overlooking the dinette is something that you'll love. You get a lot of scenic views, a lot of light in here. And what's interesting is I have all of the nightshades pulled right now, and you still have a fair amount of light in here. This is a very bright, comfortable, open floor plan. And something these folks did, you see this vent is actually open, but they installed an air vent cover over that, so you can leave this open and still get some airflow in here. You can still exhaust heat if you're cooking in the kitchen. Like I said, these were folks that they could have written a check for anything. Whatever they did it right. They took care of it. This features the upgraded solid surface countertops. You'll see some nicer sink hardware in here. The rear sofa can and will fold out into a sleeper if you need some extra sleeping capacity. And one of the things I like back here is you have these little stands next to each side with a power outlet. So if you need a place to charge a phone, if you have a smart device like a tablet, a laptop, anything like that, you can keep them going over time. I just love the little feet on here, the little touches. And what's neat is with this little lip under here, you can almost use that like a little shoe garage. This is a nice place to put shoes a little bit out of the way. Not only does this include a wall-mounted Vizio flat screen television, but we also have a DVD player upgrade here. So this is not only your stereo, but also your DVD player. Now what's cool is we also have an auxiliary in port, and this USB plug right here. If you have a USB cable for something like a phone or an iPod, an MP3 player, that will charge your phone. There is power running from that. So you can charge the phone, you can plug it in and listen to music off your phone, you can do everything right there, and just kind of leave it in place. And if your phone rings, you'll hear it through your speakers. You won't miss a call. Moving upstairs has what I call the classic Keystone bedroom, which features a little bit of, not a little bit, a large open design. You have lots of room here, and the idea behind this is awesome. You can actually get dressed in your bedroom. Start thinking about that. These are things that especially first-timers never consider. You get to take a look at me in the mirror there. I'm not stalking you, I promise. Things first-timers never think of, those little things like that, like where do I get dressed? You just take it for granted you can get dressed in an RV. You'd be shocked how many of them you cannot do that with. You have to stand, like in the living room. You have to take your pants down in the living room, so unless you have your blinds closed, you better hope the neighbors enjoy a bit of a free show. Otherwise, you're going to be a little bit embarrassed. And this does feature a nicer porcelain stool, not plastic. And something I like to show people in this closet style is that I'm 6'3", a little over 200 pounds. I got long legs. You see, I got plenty of room here. This is a comfortable facility. I wouldn't want it any smaller, but it's fine how it is. I'd recommend coming in and taking a look at this one. It didn't last long last year. It's not going to last long this year. Give us a call at 800-256-5196. Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Thank you, everybody. Happy camping.